We will make
America great again, and we're going to do it together.
So we've all heard that line, right? Make America great again. But let's focus on the first word.
make.
President Trump says America should make more stuff. He thinks tariffs will encourage companies to build factories and plants on US soil. Tariffs are a kind of tax on imports. So if you want to sell a product in the US, but you make it overseas, you bring it across the border. And then you pay. So, in theory, it makes sense to produce goods in the US. But why is that so important to Trump? Well, in the 1970s, 1 in 4 Americans worked in manufacturing. Today, it's 1 in 12. Many American firms now make products outside of America. That's because it's cheaper in places like China, Mexico, and Vietnam. But the White House says it's making America weak.
Foreign leaders have stolen our jobs, foreign cheaters have ransacked our factories, and foreign scavengers have torn apart our once beautiful American dream.
But what happens when companies make stuff in America? For a start, they hire American workers and they pay American wages. So, for example, production workers in the US earn 2 or even 3 times more than they do in some parts of Asia. So there's the cost of labor, but businesses also rely on suppliers. And changing suppliers can be tricky.
Companies have developed supply chains all over the world, particularly in places like Asia, and to uproot all of those suppliers and companies that are a part of the production process is very expensive and time-consuming.
Companies in America also have to follow American rules, and that's not always cheap. In 2022, US manufacturers paid on average $29,000 per worker, and that's simply to comply with regulations covering financial transactions, workplace safety, and the environment. Now, Trump has promised to reduce regulation, so those costs could come down. But there's another challenge. The sector is facing a skills crunch. The National Association of Manufacturers says US companies will need an extra 3.8 million workers over the next 7 years. Experts are confident that firms can fill half those jobs, but industry groups say many young Americans aren't interested in working on a factory floor. And that's reflected in the numbers. A 2024 survey showed that 59% of US manufacturers were worried about finding and keeping talent. Now, none of this means that Trump's plan won't work, but as he tries to make America great, he may find that greatness comes at a cost.